Hey y'all, welcome to the Filling Station. Happy Monday. It's a new day, another opportunity to look to make money in the market or use it as a learning day, right? So let me go ahead and give my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth, and the stock market is just one of those avenues. This video is for educational purposes only. With that being said, y'all, let's get started. It is Monday. We are looking at Tesla on the 5 minute chart, and we're going to go to the 30-minute chart. I just wanted to look and see, look how Tesla has been trading since the opening of at 4 o'clock, the pre-market. This is interesting to me. Why? Because Tesla is up $5.28 pre-market, which is 3.23%. Interesting considering that Tesla closed at 163.57. Okay, so the overthinking part of me is asking, why is Tesla up so much, right? Why is Tesla up $5 considering it had a rough week last week? But if we go to this 4 hour chart, right, we noticed that that could have been a double bottom here. And we could have bounced off of that, which it looks like that's what we did. And we are trying to go back to the upside. Let me tell you, I am concerned about this upside move. And why? Because I see a lot of trouble places ahead, right? All those lines I left on my chart, just I deleted some, but to narrow it down just a little bit. But I know that we have a little bit of trouble ahead. And if you know anything about the inside day candles, Tesla is an inside day candle today, and we have broken through the target to the upside that would have triggered to the upside, right? So my my target for Tesla would have been 171.36. So if we can get above this 171.36, then I will be, hey, maybe Tesla is getting ready to, give us an upside move. I'm not trusting the move. I always say trade what you see, right? So let's go to this is the 1 hour. I am concerned with the 5 and 50 crossing on the 1 hour. And again, you can see where I marked the inside day. Those are my trigger places. If it breaks below, then the downside target would have been 160.37. If it broke above, which it has, then the target would have been 171.36. And we could very well reach that target, right? The 5 and 50 has crossed on the 1 hour chart. And it looks like we were trying to, get some consolidation or maybe some reversal area candles here. However, I would just say wait and trade what you see. Again, I'm not saying I trust this move. Trade what you see. If you can get in and make a quick scalp, go in, make your money, get out. Is what I like to say, right? So we are looking at the 30-minute chart, right? This is Tesla where it closed. We have gapped up to the upside, came up. We have been consolidating. So I'm going to go ahead and mark this area as my area of consolidation, because that is exactly what we're doing on the 30-minute chart, which is consolidating. And I'm going to again make those my lavender color. That lets me know that that's the 30-minute time frame. I'm only doing what works for me. And the key to trading, again, is finding out what works best for you, right? So right now, I will set an alert that if Tesla got above this 169.10, I think that's the high of that candle, 169.10. If we get above that, which we're very much, we can. Let me say that. I would look to, if the market is open, I would look to trade Tesla to the upside. And if we get below, we just hit 169.11, so we could very well go up and test that 171.36 today. So I'm gonna set my alert down here today, and that is below the 167.84. I will need it on the 30-minute time frame to break out of that, and it looks as if we have broken through that. It looks like it's trying to break out of consolidation here, because we've made a new high to the upside, 169.20. We were at 169.10, and we are right there at the 5 EMA, bouncing off the 5 EMA. So let's look at that on a 5-minute time frame, because if we see those purple lines here, but it's been consolidating for a long time. Since about 5 this morning, it's been consolidating, right? But it looks like it's trying to break out. Can this be a false breakout, considering again we have already moved $5 and something pre-market, and that's a decent, $5.53 thus far, with Tesla. So I would say watch Tesla. If you trade Tesla, I wouldn't be in a hurry to trade it, because again, we have created a gap that will need to come down and fill that gap. I'm not saying it's going to happen today. I'm just saying trade what you see, right? Tesla is one that I would definitely watch instead of just jumping into the trades. Again, looking at the higher time frames, yeah, we had a consolidation. Looks like we broke out of that. We gapped up. We're going to have to come down and fill that gap. We are an inside day candle. I did have those targets marked. And looking at it on a daily, it's kind of hard to see right now. I'm going to go back and delete some of those. I would look at the 160.51 as still being support area. If we break below the 160.51 area, then I would be concerned, with that support. But right now, I just don't trust the upside move. And keep in mind, we have FOMC information this week. I think Fed J Powell is speaking or something. Something's going on in the economic data, so that's something to think about, right? We're moving before information comes out, so that's something to think about, y'all. So let's look at the SPY, and SPY is moving the exact same. This is interesting, right? So SPY is an inside week candle. As you can see, I have it marked here. I'm going to go to a higher time frame so that you can see. Okay, so the inside week candle, it has not triggered, to the upside yet, because it is a weekly candle. But if it breaks above 517.38, the target is 518.22. And if it breaks below the 508.12, then our downside target is at the 504.91, which is that low that we had made earlier at that 504, which I do believe we're going to come back and retest that at some point. So I would definitely watch the SPY if you trade the SPY. Looking at it on a 30-minute time frame, we have broke out of a consolidation. Actually, it was here, and it seems like it tried. I'm going to move. Yeah. Seems like it tried to go up. We consolidated a little bit more, only to break out. We are above the 200 EMA on the 30-minute chart, which is interesting. Again, I am not a believer of this move that we have. I'm going to say that again. I'm not a believer of the move that we have. Trade what you see. If today is going to be an up day, then ride the wave. Just be careful. I always say buy off of rejection. Once it gets rejected at resistance, buy at resistance and or support. So pay attention to those levels, right? So this is where I have the SPY marked as my gathering spot. Normally I would come up to this area here. So I'm going to mark both of those so that when I go to the 5-minute time frame, I'll be able to see it. So it looks like the market is up today for some reason. I haven't checked the VIX and the 10-year, but the market is a little bit different today. Again, I say trade what you see. Don't rush into your trades. Let your trades come to you. I do have Netflix on my list for today because it has a downside. So this is the SPY on a 5-minute. We have broken out of a consolidation area and we have ran up. SPY is up from, it closed at 509.83, right? And we just made a high of 513.95. That is a red flag for me. Something is definitely off. Something is wrong. I don't know, what news have come out. I need to check that, but not saying that I trust this move up. I would say be careful and trade what you see. I'm not rushing into my trades today because I don't, this move up is a little bit different based on what the charts were telling us and what the charts were showing us, right? And it could be our move up before we have a drastic move down. Let me say that, not saying that that's the case. Again, I say trade what you see. Netflix was the one that I had on my list to watch today. And Netflix, again, moves really, really different, right? Netflix is an inside week candle. And that, if it gets above 622.92, then the target is 624.42, which is not really that far, and Netflix I think moves $14 a day. If it breaks below 596.27, then the target is 592. However, Netflix has a gap to the downside that needs to be filled, so if we break down under this 20 EMA here at 596.58, we could very well come down and test this ATR trail and stop on the daily, which is at 564.75. So I would be in this 50 EMA, which is, to me, that would be considered, I look at it as double support. But again, I say trade what you see. ARM was one that had a downside gap that I was looking at, and it closed at 126.97. Let's see where we are now. The high of this candle is 129.40. So we kind of got up. Everything to me is elevated. It is up just a little bit. It looks like it got rejected at this 50 EMA. Again, I'm looking to trade ARM to the downside, but I won't jump in the trade. I will just wait and let the trade come to me. And based on the gap that I saw that needed to be filled to the downside again today, I'm just waiting. So I probably won't enter my trades until about 10:30, unless I see a really, really good scalp move. I would, get in, get out. But today is one of those days, the market is moving up, and especially based on what we have been seeing, I would say trade carefully, right? It's a lot of information. Check your economic calendar, see what's coming out, what's scheduled for today. Pay attention to those things. Again, the VIX, let's see where the VIX is. When I always think of the VIX, I say the VIX down, SPY up, or if the VIX is up, that means SPY is down. So I noticed that I said if the VIX got above $16, then we were in trouble the market, actually the stocks were actually in trouble for the upside move. But we have a candle here. I don't trust this upside move. I have to say that again. Even though, the VIX came up and gave us a double top here, which could very well send us to the downside, and that's something to think about, y'all. That's why I say it's best to look at your different time frames and try to piece your puzzle together piece by piece, based on the different time frames and the things that you see. And you have to try to be mindful of all of those. Looking at the 4 hour, I use the 1 hour and the 30-minute and different time frames so that it can help me piece my picture together, or piece my puzzle together. So based on the VIX, it looks like it's declining, which makes sense because the SPY is going up, right? However, I need to figure out, why is the SPY moving this way, or why is Tesla moving this way? And I do know, I always ask myself, where am I going to have trouble, right? So this is a trouble place for me. So SPY can come all the way up to 516.13. That's something to think about. I'm going to mark that level, 516.13. And that is based on the ATR trail and stop on the 4 hour. We can come all the way up to this and get rejected or keep going through. And right now, the high of this candle is 513.99. So we got a little ways, and I think SPY moves $4 and something cents per day. So we could very well come up and test this and get rejected, or test this and break through. Again, SPY is up. Pre-market, so it's Tesla pre-market. Let's see where Nvidia is. That's something to, do I even have that in my list? I do not. Let's see where Nvidia is pre-market, because it closed at 878.36. Again, the high of this candle is 904. So from 878 to 904, everything looks like it is extended, right? So we know by looking at Nvidia that we're going to have trouble here at this ATR trail and stop at the 1 hour right here. So that's something to think about. We can mark that to let us know that's our trouble place. And it seems like it's having trouble even just trying. You see the sellers are up here at that place. I always look at my wicks and see if I have wicks and where are they in reference to the candle, right? This right here, it hit 905 and had a long sell-off. It came down, found support on this 5 EMA. So the 5 EMA is definitely support. Again, it looks like we're going to have some stocks that gap up today. That means it's going to have to come down in order to fill those gaps. That's something to look for and pay attention to. So back to Tesla. Let's see. Tesla made a new high of 169.82. We are very much close to that 170 05 that I had marked. Again, if you're looking at it on the 30-minute, it is breaking out of a gathering spot, right? So if you were trading this and the market was open, you could have entered your trade once it broke out of this gathering spot to the upside, and you could have scalped it or stayed in it. Totally up to you and how you trade. Again, looking at it on the 5-minute, as you can see, we broke out of the gathering spot and we have made higher highs. So you could have entered this trade here and around here, and still either been in the trade until it gave you a signal, for a reversal, or you could have just scalped it. It's totally how you trade, right? So that's why it's important to mark the gathering spots or the consolidation areas, as most people would say, and trade what you see, right? So I hope this video is very, very helpful, y'all. We're just looking at the market and seeing what we can figure out, give us an idea of how the market is moving today, or, but I will tell you this, again, I'm not sure I trust this upside move that we're getting today. That's a red flag for me. So I'm going to be cautious at how I trade and how I enter my trades and where I enter my trades, right? So, and I hope this video is helpful. Have an awesome day today, y'all. It's Monday. We're going to make today a great day, right? Until next time, y'all, be blessed as well as a blessing unto others.